Let's get it. What's up, gentlemen?
What up,
man?
What up?
What's happening? I got Mr. Brendan Haynes with me. I got the professor down there. We got a show for y'all tonight. There was something very eventful happened last night. Very interesting happened last night. If you didn't watch it, shame on you. The whole world was watching, it seems. The 2024 presidential debate between Kamala Harris and Donald J. Is it J. Trump?
It is
Donald
John.
Trump.
It is.
Man, name is John.
Donald John Trump. So I guess
I thought it was joke. Donald
Wrong.
Joke Trump.
Donald Joe.
Joke.
We got
Joke.
What's
Hey,
going
Carl.
on, CC? How you doing? Thank you for riding with us tonight. Did you watch the debate? I'm sure you did. Who do you think won? We're going to get into that ourselves now. So let's jump into it. Just kind of go ahead and give our opinions on this whole debate last night. We'll start with the boss man up at the top. Mr. Haynes, what are your thoughts overall on this debate? Who won? Who lost?
Well, listen, before I jump into that part, I just want to tell y'all that man told a lot of lies yesterday. But I will say I will speak on behalf of the underground community. He brought up a conversation about them dogs and them cats. And I want to tell y'all something. He was speaking code. He was speaking Diddy code.
He was. I agree.
And so here's the reality. There are a lot of people that eat cat. And I'll
Hello.
just admit and say that.
Wait a minute. I'm talking about animals.
He was speaking code. So again, if everybody understood what he was saying, because again, he wanted to correct y'all about the whole sarcasm and what he was saying. So I'm just telling y'all that he wasn't lying. There's a lot of people, not only in Ohio, and in most states, that do eat cat.
That are not just Haitian.
Right. So you eat cat. Yes, you eat.
You sounding very crass. I don't know.
Bro, we're not even 5 minutes into the set,
bro. Know how to
my boy Lee ain't on there, so I gotta give a shout out to Lee Black.
Yeah. Okay, so
anyway,
he said he wasn't all the way lying about that. So
yeah. Again, so we're just gonna have to just go and tell the truth about folks. So yes, it's a lot of. But anyway, he definitely lost. He lost, and she did a great job. I got to give it to her, man. She did a great job. Again, they've moved the goalposts again because now all of a sudden she's something else. Now she didn't know how to debate, and she came on there and debated. Now all of a sudden that she came on a debate, she lost, and now she want to do a rematch. It's always gonna be something.
Always something.
So it doesn't matter now. So again, to anybody that deal with folks, never try to sit up and try to prove yourself to nobody, because you're never going to satisfy them, especially when they don't want to be satisfied. Again, she too weak. She can't handle them. Donald Trump can handle them. Well, he couldn't handle her.
Oh, and it was very explicit. What about you, Professor? What are your thoughts on this debate last night overall?
I'm gonna agree with Brenton, but I think more than anything, I think one of the biggest takeaways for me was just her ability to just be her. Like to kind of, I think last night was kind of like a coming out for Kamala Harris as somebody who, as you said, she don't know how to debate. She wasn't doing interviews. Up until that point, she had only did one interview, but she was very poised. She showed that she knows how to manage the immaturity of the clown that is Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. She really got under his skin. That's something that I think that I mean, even from the handshake, I don't know if y'all noticed, like the body posture and just kind of how everything initiated. Like she was very confident. You could tell she came for blood, and that's something that I appreciated seeing. She for sure won. Like there was no question. I would say there was no possible way that Donald Trump could have won, because in order to win a debate, you have to follow the rules of the debate, and you have to stick to the subject matter. You have to answer the questions. I don't think that we got a straight answer.
I thought immigration was the drinking word.
Oh my God!
Right? Dude. Yeah. It came up a lot.
His team must have told him nail her on immigration. She's not going to have an answer for immigration, and she was smart. See, this is the thing. He's a great politician. People say some people say he's a great politician, but she's a combination. Yeah, a lot of people say he's a great politician. I don't know why, but they say
Ain't gonna say it this year.
With her, she's not only a politician, but she's also an attorney. And I think
she knows how to argue. Yeah,
she knows how to argue. She knows how to debate. She knows how to get asked a specific question. What's your name? Well, my policy say such and such and such. And
what's your name? Right. No, what's your name?
And by the time she get done, they don't want to come back and ask again. So it was 2 or 3 things specifically, particularly about the border. She answered no questions about the border other than the fact that they had legislation that he got everybody to go against, everybody on the Republican side to go against. That's the only thing she said about immigration that I can remember. She never talked about the borders or things. She just slid right on past it. How many people are coming over the border? She slid right on past, and that's very smart. And he wasn't able to nail her on it. I think when she came out, the handshake was the initial thing that kind of said, "Hey, I'm coming for you." It was a show of strength for sure. She kind of chased him. She kind of chased him to get to him. He didn't want to shake her hand.
Well, let's talk about that because there's a lot of people, especially from the Caucasian persuasion, that felt that was a little idiotic. And so again, sometimes you got to teach people the ways of the niggas. And so here's the reality. He said that he never met her before. And so because he said he never met her before, she went and introduced herself to him.
And she said her name the right way, so he knew how to say her name the right way.
That's right. So again, y'all don't understand that's a petty woman. Yeah. So I feel sorry for her.
She is a black woman who is an attorney.
Yes. So she goes and gets them things. And so she wanted to make sure, listen, she the one that hold a grudge for 10 weeks.
Vindictive in them up, yes, sir.
She said more with her face than she said out of her mouth the entire time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And again, don't get me wrong, she dodged questions too.
Absolutely.
But again, here the lesser of 2 evils. Again, so I'm gonna tell you, if y'all really go back and pay attention, when they did that first break, somebody said something to him and told him stop talking about immigration because he wouldn't talk about it no more. After that first break until the end of the thing.
Final argument.
Yeah. I think she held back a few she definitely held back a few F-bombs when she said this former president, and she knows her favorite word is MF. So she probably would have said I think she would say fool, but you never know what she was gonna say. I think she came out nervous. After she did the handshake, when she spoke first, you could tell she had a little nervousness in her voice. They said she has a lot of anxiety. That's kind of what she's kind of known for, having anxiety when she speaks for some reason. But when she dusted the cobwebs off, when she got into it and built that confidence, it was over. I want to play a couple of clips. I got a few clips, and I'm going to play it, and we're just going to respond to some of these clips. Y'all cool with that?
Yes, sir.
See what we got. They short ones. They kind of random, too. So let's see.
He's trying to do here.
Donald Trump was fired by 81 million people. So let's be clear about that. And clearly he is having a very difficult time processing that. But we cannot afford.
See, I like how she, at one little section, in the third quarter, she started kind of framing him as the old senile man.
Right. She went on offense. Like her offense was very strong, especially like when she got confident. You could tell he was very uncomfortable. Like he was. The difference between the Biden-Trump debate and this debate is 2 different Trumps. Trump was he was a little bit more poised, a little more comfortable, a little bit more petty. Like he was very elevated, like his body posture, the tone of his voice. Like you could tell, like he was very, very aggravated. And the fact that she's a black woman and the inventor and the greatest petty of all is. I mean, it was good to see her in that space last night.
And let's talk about this. Let's just talk about human behavior. When you are about to fight an opponent, you're about to play against a team, and you've never played or never fought these people before. Everybody kind of trying to feel
each other out. Yeah.
And so that's ultimately what she was doing because she didn't know what he was going to do. Because you got to remember certain things comes to mind. What he did to Hillary. Was trying to, he's walking behind her, and she didn't know what he was going to do. So again, she was bracing herself until she found out that he's going to sit over there and tend to pull his butt hairs out. And so when she saw Oh, you ain't doing nothing. Well, listen. And
Here we go.
And then she sat in that thing and she went to work. And that's what she did.
went to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to her team.
Rick,
What's
what
up?
are your thoughts on
Yeah.
this debate? What's going on, bro?
Diaper
Can
thing.
you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Any day now. Any day.
I see.
So
What are your thoughts on the
Yeah,
debate
any day.
overall?
I mean, it was good. I think what's funny is overall, of course, she won. What was funny was they gave him the playbook for the last week, 2 weeks and a half. Was we're going to try to bait him. We're going to try to make him get off of his, get on a tangent. And they kept telling us what they were going to do. It kept telling us we want to rattle him. That's why they wanted the mics on, because they wanted him to get upset and have one of those moments, one of those, Proud Boys, stand back and stand by. They wanted him to have one of those moments. But she didn't need the mics on. She totally, the moment she got to crowd size, it was over for her. It was literally over for her.
Yeah, she was comfortable.
Hit
Man.
that ego.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I because I think I don't know Lamar said, there's some issues with her about anxiety. She has some anxiety and stuff.
Mhm.
She started the debate off kind of slow, and especially that first question, that economic question, she skirted around it, and she sounded like she, was nervous, and she really didn't want to answer that question. I mean, that was a tough question starting off. Was economics, was the economy, but
She got to get a little
I think
smoother with her transition from her campaign message.
Yeah, the thing was to go into debate and rattle Donald Trump, to show that he is not an effective leader, show that he's unhinged. That to me was the whole point of the debate for Kamala in the campaign, was to show the contrast between the two, and also to show that this guy is not fit to be president of the United States of America. And when he's shouting off conspiracy theories and all kinds of stuff, it kind of don't look like he's presidential at all.
It's awesome. Let's do another clip, and then we'll jump back in. Let's do another clip.
They even have, and you can look at the governor of West Virginia, the previous governor of West Virginia, not the current governor, who's doing an excellent job, but the governor before. He said the baby will be born and we will decide what to do with the baby. In other words, we'll execute the baby. And that's why I did that, because that predominates. Because
who want to start on in response to that?
So let's talk about this. There's a difference.
You got it. Yeah, you got it, bro.
There's a difference between abortion and killing.
And murder. Right. Yeah.
Okay, abortion means that that baby's still in the womb. This fool talking about murder. Right. Again,
after the baby's born.
Y'all listen. I'll tell you like this. I'm gonna tell you just like this. Here it is. There were a lot of babies born after. There was babies after they were born that died in Sandy Hook.
Yeah.
There were babies that were born after they're coming out their mama womb that died in Uvalde. Again, and y'all don't care. So
last week.
Yeah.
Right.
Last
My whole point. Any baby that's killed outside of their mother's womb
is murder.
So that's what you was talking about, dummy. When you're talking about the fact that 9 months, it don't matter if it's 9 months, 9 weeks, 9 years after they were born, it's murder. So, but y'all don't care. So I don't understand. Now all of a sudden you mad that you say that no, y'all let that happen with the guns, bruh. So again, don't talk. And then he got fact checked by a homegirl talking about, bruh, ain't nobody in no state saying it's okay to kill somebody and I don't even understand. I don't even understand why y'all using the word abortion. It's no longer an abortion when the baby is no longer in the stomach. But again,
and what's so crazy? He's permanently. He said that at his rallies. And now it's going down to his base. I've heard videos of his base saying that same thing, where they abort the baby even after the baby is out of the womb, which don't even make sense.
It's idiotic.
But Donald Trump is the master of saying things over and over and over
Is that a
and over
master,
again.
or is that just somebody need to be on medication?
Both.
And guess what? It's
Both.
both. It's right.
Both.
That is early signs of dementia.
He old.
It's
That's what I'm saying. There ain't no master. That's
That man
who's the
135
master?
years old.
this is the point. The point I'm making is that he does this, and it somehow filters into our society, and he does this with great success. You can't tell. A lot of people will tell you Donald Trump had the best economy ever because he
He'll
says
tell you that. Because he'll tell you that. That's right.
Because he tell you, and people say, "Oh man,
He
his
said he
economy
won the
was great.
debate.
It was one of the best
He
ever."
won the-
And so he knows how to say this in his base, and then people that's not even a part of his base. You got black men, you got Hispanic
Oh.
men saying, "Oh yeah, when you know Trump." So I had money in my pocket when Trump was in office. His economy was great, and we had the best economy ever. All that stuff. It just again and again and
Branding
again.
101,
It's
bro.
weird.
But that's branding
And
101.
he's great at it. He's good at it.
He's been
And
doing
so,
that for
but
decades.
that's right. But to your point was for the moderators to go ahead and check him was great. Go ahead and fact check him. That's something that didn't happen in the CNN debate because he lied and lied and lied and nobody said nothing.
And I said this other day, I don't like the fact that they have the opportunity to say that the moderators are biased. I don't understand why they don't use one of their liberal and one of their conservative commentators or anchors or whatever to come on and be the moderators so that one can fact check one and the other can fact check the other. Now they're using it as ammunition. All Fox News is saying is that it was 3 against 1.
I don't know why y'all keep wanting to jump all these hoops, bro. It don't matter. If we whatever hoop we jump, there's gonna be another one waiting on us.
They just moved the goalpost.
I
That's
agree.
it.
I
So it
agree.
doesn't-
Yeah.
We just don't even listen, man. If y'all don't like it, do something different. Because you know what? He didn't have a problem doing it with Joe Biden.
Nope.
That's
So
true.
again, then all of a sudden now you have no problem with because again, CNN was the worst fake
Yeah.
news, right? And you had no problems.
Well, now he's saying they were fair. Now he's saying Fox News
That's what I'm
CNN
talking
was
about.
fair.
Bruh, that's what I'm talking
This
about.
one wasn't fair.
Oh yeah. Did you hear that? Did you hear that she had an earpiece in her ear? Obama was feeding her the
That's
information.
Secret Service.
Right.
information through the earpiece. So they got her earring. They got her earrings online. It's a Tiffany pearl earring, and they saying that it was a hearing device.
Okay, that's
She that's the only way she can't win the debate other than being she's incompetent.
Let's
Yeah.
go to the next clip.
That's why
Let's
she
jump to
won.
another clip real fast. Here we go.
She went out in Minnesota and wanted to let criminals that killed people, that burned down Minneapolis, she went out and raised money to get them out of jail. She did things that nobody would ever think of. Now she wants to do transgender operations on illegal aliens that are in prison. This is a radical left liberal.
Listen, we're not talking about the gays. We don't.
I've
talk
never heard about
the
this before. I've never heard this allegation that they want to do sex changes on
trans
I mean,
in jail and prison.
prison.
So maybe I can help you out with this a little bit. So this is not a false statement.
Wait a minute.
This
What's
is-
true about it?
The truth is
Uh-oh.
it came out in the paper. And when you running for president, everything comes
What paper? What paper? What is the news source? That's what I need to know.
Wall Street
I mean,
Journal.
it's a reputable news source. I think it wasn't the Star Journal. I think it was the Post or New York Times. It was one of the. I believe
It was,
one
it was the Daily Planet.
No,
The Daily Bugle. The Daily Bugle.
But see, this is. It sounds so preposterous, but it is true. The thing was that they were going to be okay with having certain amount of money been allocated for transgender drugs or surgeries to be allocated to prisoners. It didn't pass, but she was in support of the bill. And so
it was Lois Lang who wrote it, right?
no, the thing, because so I was listening to a Republican pundit,
And Jimmy
an independent pundit today talking about it, and they were saying if that was Donald Trump, that would have been most certainly in the questions, because it came out 2 days ago. But of course, they're talking about her honeymoon period with the media. They're not covering, stuff that they feel like people need to know, and so.
All right.
We'll
We'll jump
drinking
on to
that Trump
we'll leave
juice.
the transvestites alone.
OMG.
Genders. My bad.
Imports across the board. You recently said that you might double your plan, imposing tariffs up to 20% on goods coming into this country. As you know, many economists say that with tariffs at that level, costs are then passed on to the consumer. Vice President Harris has argued it'll mean higher prices on gas, food, clothing, medication, arguing it costs the typical family nearly $4,000 a year. Do you believe Americans can afford higher prices because of tariffs?
They're not going to have higher prices. What's going to have and who's going to have higher prices is China and all of the countries that have been ripping us off for years. I was the only president ever. China was paying us hundreds of billions of dollars, and so were other countries. And, you know, if she doesn't like them, they should have gone out and they should have immediately cut.
China.
China was paying us hundreds of billions of dollars, but yet our debt to
It's
China
deficit.
kept going up.
Bruh.
Did you have the rest of that clip though? You have the rest of that clip?
I didn't get the rest of it.
Okay.
He said, "Why didn't they
Wait.
get rid of the tariffs, though?"
And that boy, the way she dodged that question was great.
Pivoted.
She pivoted. So
She redirected. She redirected well for sure.
But again, if he had any scruples about himself, yes, I said the word, right? And if he had any scruples, again, it would have been a better debate. But because he doesn't have his wellness mentally, again, yeah, you can make some even if the fact that he had a good statement about, you know, if you all were gonna do all this stuff, you've been in office for 3 years, 4 years, why y'all didn't get some of this stuff done?
And they did cut some of those tariffs. They didn't cut all of the tariffs. They left some of the tariffs in place. But
But again,
we're
not fighting for policy. None of this is is about policy.
That's what debate's supposed to be about. Debate is supposed to be about policy.
Listen,
But
not
not
this
this
one.
time.
But
Now we're talking about
this was supposed.
and-
This debate was going to be make him look like a fool, and she did that.
Because think about policy. Kamala could tell every policy that they finally put on this website, and Negroes are still gonna say, "I don't know enough about her. I don't know enough about her." And I'm like,
I mean,
what?
and we heard a lot of that last night after the debate, right?
It's so irritating.
There
What do
wasn't
you-
enough
what do
policy
you
talk.
know? Let me ask me. I tell you, it's just a Google search. What do you want to know?
Again, man, that's why politics are not our friends, and we're not looking for these people are not going to save us from this economy. They're not going to save us from insurance. None of that. So again, we're just trying. Here's the bottom line.
Inflation is going down.
But no, listen, what I'm saying is, here's the bottom line. All we're trying to do is keep this man from being in office for the rest of his life. And all y'all got to deal with is 4 to 8 years of this woman. And then we moving on to something else foolishness. But again, that's all we're trying to stop from happening.
People don't understand that. People don't get it. The number one thing should be stopping him from getting in office and trying to become a dictator. I don't give a crap if she ain't got not one policy. I don't care who running. I don't give a crap if it's
But this is the thing, though. This is the thing. That is good enough for us. She has to appeal to the independents out there, that 10%, that sliver of voters that say, I don't know what I want to do. They want to hear policy. And in the next few weeks, she got 2 months. She's going to have to get on that campaign trail. She's going to have to get on doing some interviews. She's going to have to sit down, do some more one-on-one stuff.
She don't have to do nothing.
Listen, why? I don't think she have a choice. She's going to have to go in and do more town halls with people. She's going to have to sit down
only
and
50 something days. She got time to do all that.
Man, she got plenty of time. You know how much money they done raised?
She don't need
She got plenty of time. Donald Trump is doing it. Donald Trump is doing it.
Those are the worst.
Donald Trump is doing it. She's gonna have to sit down in small towns. They're gonna have to go. If you saying everything that you're saying is true, right? She got to stop Trump from getting to the White House. They're gonna have to do whatever it takes to do.
But did y'all hear him this morning on Fox and
you,
Friends?
You could be sleep when you win. Yeah, absolutely.
Bro, he's on there.
He said he won this thing.
Listen, he is so desperate for validation. He got mad at the news guy because he wanted them to take a poll. He said, "But you know, President, we do that at the end of the show." No, I'm on the phone now. Take it now.
Take the phone now. It's like that's not how that works, G. It's like, what are you doing?
Man, this dude is
that's how it works. They say he say jump. They say ha ha.
One day he's for the poll, the next day the polls are fake. wholly good, if it ain't in his favor, they fake. It's so
Bruh.
ridiculous. I'm gonna do
He's talking to them. He's talking to them, and he's saying to them, he's like, "Well, yeah, President Trump." One of them was like, "Yeah, we'll do." He's like, "No, I don't want y'all to do it. I want Sean and Laura."
His fault.
No, he want Hannity. He want Hannity,
Right.
and Jesse. He want. Yeah, he want.
Right.
He don't want Brett Baer and all those guys. Yeah, he want.
Bruh.
He want the right, the far right to do it.
Yeah, the ones that gonna slick his thing. All right, I'm playing a clip real quick.
Imports across the board. You recently said that you might double your plan, imposing tariffs up to 20% on goods coming into this country. As you know, many economists say that with tariffs at that level, costs are then passed on to the consumer. Vice President Harris has argued it'll mean higher prices on gas, food, clothing, medication, arguing it costs the typical family nearly $4,000.
End up in World War III, just to go into another subject. What they have done to our country by allowing these millions and millions of people to come into our country, and look at what's happening to the towns all over the United States. And a lot of towns don't want to talk. It's not going to be Aurora or Springfield. A lot of towns don't want to talk about it because they're so embarrassed by it. In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame. As far as rallies are concerned,
I ain't never heard nothing
You know, the moment he said Springfield, Matt Gaetz, all those debate preppers, his campaign said, "Oh no,
Oh no, it's over." Right? No.
oh no,
Right.
don't,
Right.
don't."
Abort.
Oh, he said it.
Yeah, he said it.
Oh, he said it. He said it.
Yep.
He said it.
I don't know.
He
What
said
he
it.
supposed to say?
He said it
Marge
on-
and Homer and Bart and
No.
Lisa. What? Springfield.
He said they eating dog. Okay, all right.
Yeah, so the eating dogs thing.
Santa's little helper.
JD Vance posted that a couple of days ago, and it was immediately debunked. And they was telling him, "Do not
Don't talk
say
about it.
this in the
Yeah,
debate
don't
Because
talk
because
about
this
it.
is not true.
He was
Don't
pissed
say
at
it."
JD.
I already told
He
y'all,
already
man.
pissed.
Y'all didn't.
JD, I'm surprised he didn't kick JD off the ticket or tried to anyway.
Listen,
Somebody
because
listen. Somebody getting fired. It's gonna be his campaign.
late.
Campaign. Somebody's getting getting fired.
it's too
I'm
late.
telling you.
It's too late.
We run through the rest of these real. I got about 3 more, then we move on to Shannon Sharp's festivities.
Shannon and Michelle.
A free and fair election. And I'm going to tell you that I have traveled the world as Vice President of the United States, and world leaders are laughing at Donald Trump. I have talked with military leaders, some of whom worked with you, and they say you're a disgrace. And when you then talk in this way,
Oh my God!
Well,
That
gotta be hard for a narcissist.
She's not lying though. Like, it's the truth. There are so many people who have served under his administration, and even world leaders is like, there's no way. Like, he's
for him.
a terrible person. Like,
I'm telling y'all right now, Donald Trump probably on psychotropic medication.
Yeah, he got to be.
The way his body contorts.
Listen, he a little. And
Yeah,
Charlamagne
it's hard. He's a
Charlamagne
narcissist.
said it on the Breakfast Club. He said, "I think Donald, and forgive me, y'all, but this I'm quoting Charlamagne the God. He said Trump's a little retarded,
he is.
and I think he is.
A little I think he's a little ADD or bro.
Ain't no little nothing.
He's
a lot
something,
of
man.
My goodness.
Yeah, at that point you could tell like he was out of it. He was off his game, and I think one of the best strategies was not having an audience there.
Yeah,
Because he sees the audience.
Oh
He
yeah,
thinks
it gets
he's-
normal.
Oh yeah, he want to try to perform.
He thinks he's.
I mean, he
still
was
in.
so angry.
Yeah.
You remember how angry? I mean, he was just. But
He was hot.
he's such a narcissist to have somebody sit there and. That's why I thought the mics being muted was a good idea. Because
They
he's
didn't
such
mute
a
it.
narcissist.
Nah, that was whack. Because
No, what I'm
again,
saying is he cannot speak until it's his time to speak.
nah, bro.
So
But every time he wanted to speak, guess what they did? They turned the mics on. It's like, no, bro.
But what
But
I'm
I
saying,
know,
no,
like,
I'm saying while she's talking, he has to sit there and be quiet and listen to what she has to say about him. That's the funny part. This is a narcissist that have to listen to her say, all the world leaders that I know
Are
are
laughing.
happy that you're not in office, and they're laughing at you. And he's sitting there, gotta look like a You know, oh,
No, he's not sitting there.
That's not
You
Did y'all see them shaking hands after?
You talking about
at
in
the
New York?
9/11?
At 9/11, y'all seen that? Them shaking
I didn't
hands?
see it.
No, I ain't seen you.
Supposedly Bloomberg brought them together to shake hands because
Yeah, Bloomberg was sitting there.
they wasn't going to shake hands. They wasn't going to even
I'm
acknowledge
not
each other.
playing with them boys. Boy, y'all we got here.
And Biden was there too. Biden shook hands with him too. He had to be so embarrassed. All right, I'm gonna play some more.
Well, he said,
Wait,
no, he just said he had a good debate.
I know that hurt him to the core.
That's petty, dog. That's petty. Like, you see her face?
She's unbothered, man, and
he don't like that.
And Joe is just all in the sunset, like he's just on his last leg.
I don't know what's going on. He's like,
Joe.
Wow. Joe still mad. Joe like he's still upset that he got the race. So this is such an awkward moment. Right. He was just it's like your ex-girlfriend talking to your new girlfriend.
Nah, you remember that time?
He just sitting there just
he looked like Jonathan Majors when Megan was hugging that dude.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yo, that was crazy.
Are you gonna shake his hand? Are you gonna shake his hand? Okay.
It was hilarious.
He sitting there with that fake wax smile on his face.
Yep.
She went out in Minnesota and wanted to
understand the importance of the greatest military alliance the world has ever known, which is NATO, and what we have done to preserve the ability of Zelensky and the Ukrainians to fight for their independence. Otherwise, Putin would be sitting in Kyiv with his eyes on the rest of Europe, starting with Poland. And why don't you tell the 800,000 Polish Americans right here in Pennsylvania how quickly you would give up for the sake of favor and what you think is a friendship with what is known to be a dictator who would eat you for lunch.
Vice President Harris, thank you. We've heard from both of you on Ukraine.
This was the equivalent.
That was the one.
That was the one. That's the equivalent of stomping them while they're on the ground right there. That one was like, I was like, oh my god, it's LW.
Yeah,
and he still didn't say whether he would. He literally sit there and would not say he would help Ukraine. This is a person that is.
About? So he's really that caught up on Putin, on being on the Russian side.
They have a lot on him, bro. They got a lot on him, to be honest.
Yeah.
And then this fool gonna say that Putin got nuclear weapons. I don't know if he's gonna use. I don't know if he's gonna use them. He might use them. I don't know. You know.
That was horrible.
Like, what are you talking about?
I mean, this is who we want to be president of the United States. This is also a person who said he was going to pull out of NATO in 2021.
But again, I'll say this, y'all. It's not about us beating him. The people got to vote for her, and that's the thing, right? All these wins, Hillary got these wins. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. So again, I just think the only thing that's working for her is his elderly behaviors. I mean, if you go back and watch the debate, watch it without any volume. He almost like he's passing gas just with his little inflection of his and his. You know,
they need to do a bad lip reading on that debate, bro. with his facial expressions, yo. Like,
yes.
Did you play the when she almost called him a MFer? Boy, that was she gonna either call him that or a fool. This former president here. Boy, that was good.
How much is this endorsement gonna help? How much do endorsements help? Do they sway anything at all? Does the biggest, as the news is saying, the biggest star in the world, as though Beyonce doesn't exist, the biggest star in the world, artist in the world has endorsed it? Will it move the needle?
I would like to know how many. You talking about Taylor Swift?
Yeah.
I would like to know how many of Taylor Swift fans can vote. So that's again out of 283 million. That's a lot of young girls. A lot of. Kids.
She got a lot of women and a lot of. I think Taylor Swift been. People forget Taylor Swift was out when we was young. You know what I mean? So she's been out for a long time. A lot of people have grown up with Taylor Swift. This is the thing. A lot of people get their news now from the internet. It also just depends. If she is going to be on the campaign trail, going
she
out,
is.
maybe doing some stuff, that'd be great. If she's just, I'm gonna endorse them, it might have a little effect. Endorsements really don't have that much of effect. They can. Just depends on the endorsement. Most time it's political endorsements that have the most effect. But it's just gonna depend how Taylor use this. You go out and support and campaign, yeah, it might do well.
Lauren, would you have more effect, Taylor Swift or what's the guy? Cheney, the Cheneys?
That is, I would probably say, that's tough. Especially with the history and the background of the Chinese, the influence of the Chinese. I mean, I think they both appeal to two different audiences. You know, I think Taylor Swift will probably have more influence on kind of those in the middle that are probably more so in the middle. I think the people that are probably the most undecided are people closer to our age. I don't think it's too much. I don't think it's too many of the old people.
Yeah.
I don't think. I mean, I think they've made their mind up. If Trump is your guy, listen, Trump is your guy. Like he's your guy. But I think Taylor Swift. I would probably say Taylor. I mean, you got to think about how many people come to her concerts, and a simple shout out from Kamala Harris.
It's huge.
You know, she sells out arenas.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think the change is gonna make that much of a difference.
Yeah,
I just don't.
See, and I think they do because I mean Cheney is. I mean he's a traditional. You know, he's establishment Republican.
Staunch Republican.
But that party, the party's gone.
But we're talking about votes, though. We're not talking about like making the fact that people will look at Dick and Liz and be like, oh man, yeah, that's gonna change. No, they don't have that type of influence. Although they may be admired, they don't have the influence. Taylor has influence where those kids will they are kind of.
They 18. Listen, my daughter.
Oh yeah, I can see her doing. I can see her doing all kinds of
next time.
Yeah,
a lot of these Gen Zs, whatever they are enthused about getting to the age to vote, and they vote.
Right. They're voting, yeah. So and I can see Taylor getting registered to vote. Concerts.
It's a whole party, yeah.
Like, let's get registered to vote.
She connected to some type of organization that does something like that.
Yeah, I can see her really pushing that. That could be something that she can do. Getting a lot of more young people registered to vote and getting ready to go out and get ready to go. Which is
why I said, Rick, when we talked the other day, and I don't know if we agree, is that I feel like Texas and Florida are turning purple and going to be blue in about 20 years because of the influx of folks from California. And that are coming here, that from New York that are coming here, and a lot of young folks are coming. A lot of Gen Z folks are getting of age, and I feel like in 20 years, Texas is not going to be red. Neither is Florida. That's my opinion.
Oh, okay, I thought you were talking about this year. Yeah, I can see that.
This year.
That's why she didn't come to Texas. That's why she's not coming to Texas, right? Like during the campaign, it's too staunch. But to your point, to your point, 20 years from now, especially with the inflation, if that doesn't change, with the migration. Let me not say immigration. The migration to Texas, it may be sooner than 20 years.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It legit could be sooner than 20
years. We forgot. What's his name? Beto lost about 2.5 points.
And that's what I was just about to bring up. Beto, you have people like Beto in Texas who was this close, and so like I
Colin
feel like
is close. Colin is 2 points down right now. Colin already.
So I feel like we're maybe a couple presidential cycles away from really seeing like it possibly being like, it could be purple, and then before we know it is. Yeah,
we need to get more New Yorkers to PA quick this year, so they can go and register, so that we can get over the hump this year.
Too late. Too late. Too late.
Yeah. Right, it's gonna be interesting to see how much either of them going to win by. Like whoever wins Pennsylvania is it going to be by I think Hillary Clinton lost Pennsylvania by 44,000 votes. Joe Biden won Pennsylvania by 80,000 votes. That's a close. And right now they are tied in the polls, 47-47. Ugh.
But to your point about endorsements, like for example, like I'm a part of a union, and so one of the things that people don't understand, like they're going out getting confirmations from and endorsements from unions. You don't realize, like the auto industry, huge part of the and it's the working population. I think if they want to win, if Kamala is going to win, she gotta reach the middle class. She has to reach the working population. So I definitely believe PA it's gonna be huge.
She gotta get the blue law.
Yeah. No, that's what I said. She gotta go out. She just can't sit there anymore. She gotta go out. She gotta go do local media. She gotta sit down in some cafes. She gotta go to some auto body shops. She gotta sit down with the people. That's what she gotta do.
And it's weird that she having to do it more than other folks. I don't feel like other folks did it as much as she getting asked.
You already know what that is. We don't even have to talk about
I disagree, man. Donald Trump doing it right now. He's doing it right now.
I thought he was in back in Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah,
No, I'm just saying, like he been out in Pennsylvania sitting there.
I think JD doing more than Trump is, but he's saying all the wrong things.
He's saying all the wrong stuff. He messed it, man. I need them to get on the same page. No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't.
So we'll put the nail in the coffin on the politics. So y'all, anybody that's watching that, watch the rebroadcast, and we'll be back with politics next week. Let's go ahead and jump to a couple more things. We're over time, but we're gonna talk about Shannon Sharpe real quick. Who heard? Anybody hear what happened
with Shannon?
With Shannon, Uncle Shannon Sharpe.
Uncle Shay Shay.
Uncle Shay Shay. Seemed like he was going to town, if you please, as Master Prophet would say.
He took a trip to Pound Town, Doc. He took a trip to Pound
Bro,
Town.
I had no clue what I was listening to. I thought I was listening to a bear or a dog grunting. I'm like, what is this going on? And I'm like, oh.
So what happened? What happened, Rick?
Well, it looks like it looks like Shannon Sharpe accidentally went live on Instagram today while he was having relations, allegedly with a woman. Sound like a woman, but you just never know.
Ain't nothing but a voyeur. All y'all voyeurs.
Hey, it was on my timeline. I didn't listen. We just a slave to our timelines, man. It was there.
I got the cliff notes, and I'm like, what? And sure, like I ain't had a chance to see the video, but basically, long story short, the take that I heard was though it was planned and intentional for ratings. It was for.
I saw the ratings though.
Well, he has another show. I didn't know he had two shows. He has Club Shay Shay and then the After Hours deal.
Okay.
And so Club Shay Shay is doing what it's doing, but he's trying to get more promotion for the After Hours deal. And I'm also assuming that there's a rumor that he's gay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well that's a 2 for 1, I guess.
I highly doubt that because you ain't messing with that Disney money. You're not gonna mess up your Disney money, and I don't know if he's gonna be around at ESPN after this. This is ESPN drop him off because of this. They might listen. You see what they did to Paul Pierce? They don't. That's Disney. That's Disney. They don't mess around.
That's Paul Pierce, though.
Paul Pierce ain't bringing them no Shannon Sharpe numbers, though.
Listen. Disney is a multi-billion-dollar company. They don't mind cutting people. Get somebody else to do it. that's Disney. We'll get somebody else to do it. We'll Jonathan Major him out of there. Get somebody else to do it.
Hey, you better talk to Skip Bayless because I don't know, man. I feel like even if they did ask him, at this point, he's doing numbers. He don't need Disney. Honestly.
I mean, but his contract is bigger than whatever he's doing on YouTube at ESPN. He got a $20 million contract with ESPN.
Yeah, but he ain't heard from money.
He ain't doing $20 million on YouTube. He ain't doing $20 million on none of his podcasts. He's making that money, and that's putting him in that where he what he loved to do, talk football. He talked football. You know, from my understanding, he's supposed to be the successor to Stephen A. Smith.
Oh no.
I don't think you want to mess up that money. You know, if Stephen A. Smith is out, he running the thing. So I don't think it was planned.
What?
If it was stupid.
I think only reason I think it was planned because it's very difficult. It's not that easy to go live on Instagram. You got to press a couple buttons to go live on Instagram.
Mhm.
It ain't just a boom, you live. It asks you some stuff.
You got to type in some titles. You got to do this. Like you got to scroll over.
Somebody said they think the girl set him up. I think that was one of the.
That may be it. He said the girl names a couple of times, and of course she's a Hispanic. You know, he loved Hispanic girls. He always talking about how he liked the thick Hispanic girls.
Oh boy!
Was that an impression?
That was him when he was drinking that Mountain Dew.
Well, you look more like Bill Cosby.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
So we'll see what happens.
So she was.
He's supposed to be talking about it at some point. So we'll see what he says.
Hey, come on tonight. Listen, I know Stephen A. Smith probably calling him like, dude, what are you doing?
And they both, it's interesting. They both single men with all this money.
What are you doing?
Well,
do not mess up the bag.
All righty.
Right. All right, we getting out of here. We getting out of here real quick though. There's a new lawsuit against Diddy, but what else is new? One of the girls from Danity Kane. Y'all remember the one, Dawn Richards? She's suing him now for sexual battery as well, and he threatened to off her for when she allegedly saw him whooping Cassie's ass, as well as the deceased ex baby mama Kim Porter.
Kim Porter, yeah.
She allegedly witnessed him whipping up on him, and he threatened to off her, according to her. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm sure she's trying to get some cash money too. Hopefully she'll get it. Hopefully he'll go and go to jail so we'll be done with this. He's a horrible person.
He's over with. He's over. I don't know if he's gonna go to jail. I doubt he's going to jail.
I'll be honest with y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all like this: the only person I respect in this whole situation is the white girl, Aubrey.
Cassie?
No,
Cassie?
Aubrey.
Oh, Aubrey.
Aubrey. Yes.
Why you split that?
Because she kept with it. I mean, I remember when she was getting into it with that dude on the show, and she stuck to her guns. So again, I respect that, man, because listen, you stood your ground, you stood 10 toes in the dirt, and that's a long time to see that thing come all the way down to the table, and it's the right year for it. Again,
yeah, but Cassie brought him down. That's what brought him down.
She didn't bring him down. He got caught.
What? No.
She was trying to get her money.
That lawsuit.
She
filed that lawsuit,
but she didn't expose it like that. She was trying to get her money. She wasn't trying to put it out there like that. It happened because it was in the records. So Cassie didn't start this, but that's what I'm saying. She was trying to get her money. And when she thought she wasn't getting her money, but Aubrey has been from day one. She has always been about putting this dude on blast.
Yeah,
she took a lot of L's. Mm-hmm. So I just got
her career suffered for it. Now she on OnlyFans.
Oh no.
Is she?
Yeah, he on now.
Look at Shannon.
That's crazy. I ain't paying all
Look at Shannon down there.
I'll wait for the leak. I'll wait for the leak to come out. You ain't about to get my money.
Hey, all of a sudden y'all gonna hear
it. You ain't about to get my money.
Got him.
So we'll see who goes to jail for Diddy or Trump.
No,
neither one of them going to jail.
Hey, what radio say? Radio said both.
Both. And then you got Weinstein and he getting surgery. He might not even make it. Who knows? He on his last leg.
Finna get that Epstein. Yes, sir.
Epstein. Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. This is good. It was a nice, good, calm, educated episode. Last week was a little wild.
And no, listen. As long as ain't nobody coming over talking about that COVID.
So last week it was a wild. Talk about what's that? You gotta look at last week's episode, bro. Professor, you gotta check it out.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
It was
Professor.
You gotta see it. So thank y'all for tuning in. Whoever watches the rebroadcast. I'm Lamb.
Yes, sir. Mr. Haynes, always remember.
They call me the professor.
That's Rick to Walter.
And we're going to see y'all on next Wednesday, same time, same place, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Hold on. CC said it was a mess last week.
It
But
was.
it was very, very entertaining. We thank you for
It
watching,
was.
CC. And we'll see you again next week. Peace out.